Hi everyone, very good evening, good morning to all of you, and we are like quietly excited to start one more series that is related to the AWS cloud. And why AWS? Why not any other cloud for the session? We will be talk about later on. But this is one of the important skill set for many of the people who is actually get into the DevOps part. So that is going to be help with your curriculum or with your career. Okay, so there are many things, and just before we'll move further, I just want to let you know that I will be switching here and there across because there are multiple cameras have been associated. So for the moment, I need to like shift. So the people who are on the left side, so I can watch them, as well as the people on the right side, I can watch them. So on that basis, little bit movement you will find. Okay, so coming back to the original topic, what is AWS? Why only AWS, and why not any other cloud? So it is not related to that. There are actually multiple clouds is available into the market right now, and if I can just count down the names, so there will be AWS is available, Azure is available, GCP is available. So many types of clouds are available there, and you can individually learn this cloud and which can be add on to your skill set. Apart from that, if you are someone who is actually getting into the DevOps, so definitely for DevOps guy, like whoever is like going to make their career into DevOps, so for them also to learn one cloud is mandatorily. It can be any of one of them. For as part of this learning, I will be creating a series on AWS. First, I will be covering all the topics related to AWS. Once that will be done completed, then I will be switching back to the Azure front. Okay, and when Azure is done, then we will be talk about GCP. If you have research about these clouds, so there are not only few clouds which you are just now got to know. AWS is there, Azure is there, GCP is there, Fujitsu is there, HP cloud is there. There are multiple set of clouds are available there. These clouds are, some are public clouds are also there, some are private clouds are also there, but these all are something which we are going to talk one by one, so it can help you to clear your understanding with respect to the cloud level. See, the reason cloud, it becomes so much popular as of now, if you have noticed one thing, you might have heard also SaaS getting popular day by day, right? There are so many things on the SaaS front, SaaS. You find that okay, SaaS is getting offering and everything is going to be around the SaaS side. So how this SaaS actually make become that important, and suddenly this DevOps will become so much popular? It is something a new tool, right? It is not something that older tool, and then it become popular because of some cloud level things are also available there, because many of the few services we will be getting from the cloud. Okay, so before again jumping into the AWS cloud, there are few do and don'ts. Okay, we will be creating one account on the AWS site itself. That will be a free trial account where you need to put your credit card details, and it will like it will just charge you rupees 2 rupees from that account, and then it will be reimbursed also, and you will be use that service for a longer time period. Okay, so once that part is done, after that what you need to do, you need to follow this session, complete tutorial session, and one by one you will be go and learn the series. Okay, so it can be useful for the people who will be like fresher, who will be from the non-technical background, as well as from the people who are from the technical background. All people can able to understand this complete series which you need to understand it. Now, definitely you have one question in your mind, like why or how this cloud and how it becomes so much popular, and how it is going to helpful for my DevOps career also, and how it is going to be helpful for my skill set also. Okay, before jumping to the topic, I have one more point to disclose. AWS offers few certification which is also add on a weightage in your curriculum in your career. Okay, and that certification are different types. For an example, AWS solution architect is there, DevOps based certifications are there, and some other certificates are also available there. So you have to like go through each of the components where you need to learn, and you can even write the exams also on that basis. Okay, so let's start and get back to the main topic where you need to do it. And let me give you a heading on this topic, like basic overview of AWS cloud. Okay, basic overview of AWS Cloud. So if in a case simple way, if I'll ask someone like, okay, what do you understand with the cloud? What exactly you will understand with the cloud? How for you it is matter? Like if it is for a known IT people, or if I is a kind of a people who is not from the technical background, if I'll ask someone like, okay, what exactly cloud? For every individual, cloud is different, right? Definitely for the technical people, cloud is different. For the non-technical people, the cloud is different. For the people who is completely from the banking, or say like defense, or say any other field, for them it is a cloud different meaning. But what exactly cloud means, we multiple time we have, let me say in a more layman language. For example, we have in our childhood read about this thing, how cloud become. Cloud actually become with the number of mixture of the components, number of mixtures of different type of gases, I would say, or different type of components. This is a mixtures, right? On the mixtures only, this actually getting become, right? And on these basis only, this cloud become. So similarly, we in the technical world, in the technical world, AWS cloud or any cloud is also become by the numbers of resources available at one place. Okay, numbers of resources available at one place. For an example, more layman example, for example, I want to use network. So what I will do, I will use a service VPC. You don't need to worry about what these terminologies are as of now. We will be go each and every topic in very detail. Just you need to focus as of now what I'm trying to make you understand. Okay, for example, VPC is there. Another component is, for example, I want to use virtual machine. So what I will do, I will be using the EC2 instances. Okay, for example, I want to use storage, something like that, then I will be using S3 bucket. Okay, for an example, I want some private communication, so I will be using private IP. Okay, for an example, I want some internal communication, then I will be using some NAT gateway, some high level part. Okay, so what exactly these all things means everything which is available at a one place and I can able to access it. That is basically mean of cloud. Any individual, either from the fresher, either from the experience, either from the IT people, can able to access it. How exactly? For an example, let's say I'm completely a new user. Okay, I'm new user completely a new user, and I really want to learn this cloud, as well as I want to use the services. I have not any time like gone through what exactly is cloud, how exactly these all things are. Actually, I'm not completely unaware about this, but I got to know that AWS actually some services offering me some services which is going to be available into one place into one place. So for an example, if I'm learning virtual machine, so I know to use or learn virtual machine, I will be go to the cloud and there will be one service is available, EC2 instance. Okay, this is the initial point. You just have to have high understanding. I told it will be a very detailed topic when we are going to cover it, and each component you are going to understand it. So just for an initial understanding, for example, virtual machine I want to access it. So that is means EC2 instance. Then for an example, definitely this virtual machine to access, I need some network, right? Some network I need to access it. So how to access that network? Definitely I need some layer. So there will be one layer called VPC, right? That is another part. Now, for an example, I want to access this complete virtual machine. How I can access it? Then I definitely need a IP that is called public IP. With the help of public IP, I can access it. So that is also one of the thing I can do it, right? Then to access these all things, another services are also available. So that we are going to see on that video. But for an example, if you see this scenario, what exactly I am doing it? I am using network, I'm using virtual machine, I'm using IPs, I'm using Ethernet, I'm using some component, and everything is available at the AWS cloud itself. I don't need to purchase anything from anywhere, right? If you have noticed one thing, I have to only take these components from the AWS card, and rest of the things is available into one place, right? This is the actually advantage of the AWS cloud for the people who is completely new to the AWS cloud. As of now, I'm not talking anything with respect to the company wise. Okay, how company is doing, I'm not talking about as of now. This is completely on the individual user, how individual can get benefited. On that basis I am doing it, right? Now if someone will ask me, okay, this is the layman language, you have made it understand that okay, something which is available locally or something which is accessible, I can use it. But what is the technical definition for this AWS cloud? So technical definition for this cloud means that AWS cloud offers me offers me database, servers, storage, network, IPs, load balancer, and several kind of stuff several kind of stuff, which is equivalent, help me to access the product or services. So it means technically, if I want to use any of the services, I can use it directly from the cloud. I don't need to purchase, for example, database. I don't want to purchase anything related to MySQL. I don't want to purchase anything from the network perspective. I don't want to purchase anything related to load balancer. But does it mean AWS offer me everything is on the free? Yes or no? In that scenario, in that particular scenario, AWS say that okay, I will offer you everything, but I will charge you. But there is a mechanism for me. There is a mechanism for me to charge, that is the called it as pay as you go subscription model. Always remember, the cloud offerings are actually meant on the model subscription model, that is called it as pay as you go subscription model. What exactly it means? For example, I'm a user who has actually deployed one virtual machine. I'm just giving a very normal example, virtual machine, and this virtual machine is of an Linux operating system, okay, something like that. And I have used this operating system for 2 hours, or say I have used it for 3 hours, something like that. Clear? Maybe something like this I have designed it, and this I have done it for my college project. Say I'm using it for my college project, I'm using this virtual machine, or I'm using it for my organization where I want to learn this thing. Okay, so for that 3 hours, whatever the charge going to be generate, that actually getting calculated and on that base also you will be getting a bill, and that too also very low cost, maybe $1 or less than that. Okay, so on that basis this charge is going to be happen. Similarly, it is something on the individual level, not on the organization level. When it is meant to organization level, the subscription model will again remain the same as an pay as you go model only, but later on there will be roles can be categorized, and on roles itself you are going to made and get the charge, right? So this is a way how actually AWS cloud is working on it. As of now, we are using it the free tier account, right? We are going to use a free tier account. I will show you how to create a free tier account. Also, I will show you how this service is actually available and what all users will be the complete information I will be going to provide you. But to start it, you need to understand that there will be some initial basis of things you need to be aware. Okay, one more thing you need to understand, once you start with the cloud, and for an example you are using any services, for example you are creating one virtual machine, you have deployed it, okay, and you have used it for 3 hours, and some part you have already done it, 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever it will be, and later on your task is completed. Later on your task is completed. Okay, so what is your next job? For an example, what is your next part? So your next part is that you need to switch off, either switch off Okay, either switch off or you need to terminate. Any of the two things you need to do it. And basically, this naming convention in AWS called is as instance off or instance terminate. Okay, so that is also one thing. As of now, we are going to talk into the EC2 instance, but just to give you a high over level that how the initial phase of your learning going to be happen. These all things we are going to see one by one. Fine, till this part is clear. Now let's see. Now you might be having a question in your mind that you are telling that okay, we need to start using cloud. But what happened before cloud also things was working? Yes or no? Before cloud was things was there. Then how now things suddenly got changed that we need to be on the cloud? And why suddenly there is so many hirings related to cloud we are seeing all around, or how companies are actually getting benefited, right? A company like, for an example, company like TCS is there, Wipro is there. I'm talking about the big firms. Infosys is there. Definitely these clouds, these companies are there who are actually from the very long tenure. Definitely they will be having number of labs available into their offices in the organization, right? Definitely they have servers, definitely they have storage, definitely they have these all things, and these all components are working, right? Every engineers are associated with these components. Okay, if these companies are already using it, then why they are now seeing benefit using the AWS cloud or any cloud? What is the reason behind it? So we need to see this thing with the business case. Okay, there will be a business scenario which we are going to talk now, and on that basis you need to understand it. For an example, let's again talk because example is the must thing to understand any of the component. Now think of, for an example, I am a guy or I'm an industrialist who is planning to set up one business. Okay, I'm an industrialist who is planning to set up a business, a new IT firm business. I'm going to set up a new IT firm. Fine. This is my company name is my company name is say Tech with Ranjit Private Limited. This is my company name. Something like this is my company name. I'm going to set up it. And this is kind of a startup which I'm going to launch. It's a startup launch. I'm doing it. Fine. Now I know that a kind of a IT firm to launch it, I definitely need servers, right? I definitely need a servers to access or keep the things into this one. I definitely need a storage. Fine. To protect it from the security, I need firewall, right? To access the servers, I need IPs. Fine. Okay. Rest, I need some networking. Then I need hardware. Fine. Then I need some, say, ISO images. Okay. After doing these all things, I need to set up a complete lab. Okay. Now I have a complete lab available over here, and this lab having servers into the lab. These are my labs associating with these all things, and then I will be having okay few more things. Let me have switches, okay, wires, say, and few more things. Okay, these are all things I have available into the thing. Okay, so this is my infrastructure requirement. These are all things, and this complete thing will be costing me say 50 crore. This complete thing will be costing me around 50 crore. Okay, just a rough number. It can be less. Okay, if we are doing a very small company. Okay, just a rough number. Don't take it as a like okay, it is a real number. Just a number which is going to be put as an investment. Okay. Now I have put this amount into my business. For an example, I start my company. Okay, and after starting my company, I'm not sure whether this business, I'm not sure whether this business is actually going to be work for me or not. Okay, business, whether I'm not sure whether this business is going to work for me or not, but this complete cost I already put it into my business, and this is actually called it as capex. Okay, you will heard this same terminology into the DevOps lecture also, a common component. Okay, capex means capital expenditure which we are going to put it. Okay, this we are going to put it, and this amount I am putting it when I'm not sure, I'm completely not sure that how much I'm going to earn with this business. Okay, there after that, okay, I have put it this one. Okay, now definitely I have a lab available now. This lab is there which I have all these servers available there. Okay, definitely these are very high heat servers, so I definitely need 24 by 7 electricity supply over there. I cannot switch off these servers. I cannot switch off these servers. Fine, I cannot switch off this server. First part. Okay, second part, definitely if I am running it, I cannot be like that. Okay, I can just run it for a daytime if my office is working, like for example, 9 to 6. So I cannot do it that, okay, only 9 to 6 it can run, and after that I can just switch off. That is also I cannot do it. Third part, for example, I need people for night shift, right? That it need a monitoring in the night shift also. And to check these complete components every day by day, I definitely need engineers who can keep monitoring this one. So what is this? This is actually my OPEX cost, means my maintenance cost, right? So what exactly happening, or what you understand with this part, that I'm having a capital expenditure and OPEX is my operational expenditure. Say my operational expenditure is like 5 crore, a random number. Okay, means 50 crore was my expenditure, 5 crore is my operational cost, total 50 crore I already put in, whether I'm not showing whether my business will work or not, right? If it is a small startup or something like a small business, what is going to be happen if something got failed or my idea got failed, this complete amount which I am having, it is completely go into the down, and I am like in a complete loss. This was the scenario where the problem statement was actually looking at, and the company need to face huge losses on that front. Yes or no? Right, so this is one of the real time scenario which is actually going to be happen if something is not working on the business perspective. If I am something setting on the IT front, then you definitely have a question that how AWS have resolved this problem or how solved it. So let's see now. For an example, same scenario I have taken as AWS, using AWS Cloud. Now I was in a requirement that I need a router. Okay, AWS telling that I will offer you. Then I said, okay, I need switches. He's telling that, okay, I will offer you. Then he's telling I need network. He's telling that I will offer you. Then he's saying I need servers. He's telling that I will offer you. I need like storage. He's telling that I will offer you. So the complete lab which I was actually setting up with my own, now I have everything getting offered by AWS itself or any cloud, and they are telling that I can give you all these services, just you need to pay some rent to me to use that service. Once you are done, you can return me back and I can just give you a charge whatever you have opted and use it. Yes or no? So this much of part he is telling it. So and then they are telling that, okay, you just use this my subscription model, pay as you go subscription model, and this model you can use it for your purpose. Earlier it was started with the monthly charges, then it reduced to hours basis, then it reduced to minute, and the competition have increased in such a way that it reduced to second basis also, because there are so many cloud vendors are available and this competition is getting used. So on that basis these clouds actually came into the picture and how company get benefited. Okay, now let's say one more example for capex and opex. Okay, capex plus opex, you need to remember this terminology because it is actually going to help you as part of a DevOps guy, part of a DevOps developer who is actually play a keen role into the operational cost of the organization. Now think of you have purchased one car. Okay, I'm not very much good in the drawing, but just trying to do it. For an example, I have purchased one car, say BMW, and this car cost me around like say 50 lakh. Okay, this is the cost which I have put it. This is like something capital expenditure. It is not an investment, it is just amount which I have put it into the car just for my use. Okay, now, for an example, once this car is available, I don't know how to drive this car. How to drive this car? I'm not sure, like how this car is actually is working it. So definitely, what I'm going to do it, I'm definitely going to hire a driver, right? Which I'm going to like use for my driving purpose, whatever it will be. Then I will be need some petrol cost or diesel, whatever it will be. Then I will be needing some maintenance part that will also will be there, right? So these many of things I need to do it after purchasing a car also. What exactly this is? This is the operation cost. Again, whatever the 50 lakh was there, then yearly I will be putting something like 5 lakh, and in return I am getting nothing, right? So until and unless you are not getting benefit with the thing, it means you are putting amount only just setting up that expenditure and putting into the operational cost. That way you are doing it the capex and opex mechanism for the cloud or for the normal methodologies, whatever it will be available. Fine. Now let's see one more example, one more real time scenario, so it can be more helpful. One is I will be dividing in two areas. Okay, one is Amazon. I'm taking an example, and another one I'm taking it an example of Flipkart. Two of the side. So recently, you might have seen we recently finished many of the festival where we will be having like Dashara event, right? And Diwali event. Many thing happened, right? Many festival happened. So for think of a scenario where this organization having, let's say I'm a user, or let's say this is Amazon. Okay, this is an Amazon, or let's say this is not an Amazon. Let's say this is the user one, user two, and this is the site, complete site. Okay, user one, user two, and similarly, like there will be like 50 lakh users are hitting the server. So what happened exactly? Amazon daily getting a traffic of 50 lakh server, on the server. Fine, one scenario. Similarly, way Flipkart also getting the traffic of 50 lakh users daily. Okay, this is a general scenario. Now, what happened? They suddenly launch the big billion days or the Amazon sale or big billion days, whatever it is, they have launched it. Okay, now they find that okay, there are high chances that they are going to get a traffic of 5 crore, 5 crore at both of the front. They are going to get it. So definitely, whatever the infrastructure they will be having, definitely they will be having a less infrastructure, right? Because they have kept it as for 50 lakh, 50 lakh. So what is going to be do it? So in that particular scenario, for an example, definitely they need to buy a few more routers, definitely need to buy switches, definitely need to buy some more services, some more components. I'm talking about the monolithic architecture as of now. I'm not talking about the microservices. As of now, you need to understand that how and when monolithic is working on it. We will talk about in microservices also how this topic completely differs, and that will be on the advanced layer. So stay tuned for the microservices part, but just understand on the monolithic as of now. So I have added server, I have take storage, I have take like router, wiring cables and tables and everything over here. Similarly, we Flipkart Mister also have purchased so many things, right? And this complete server they have set it. Think of they have made an investment of say 10 crore, both of them. Fine, they both have made the investment of 10 crore. This part have done. Now after the investment they have made it, after that what happened? Sales started, and they went for the sale. They went for the sale. This sale went very good. Like due to this increase in a crowd, they find that okay, their sale went very hugely. They are like getting the good crowd also. Now sale over, everything over, and the traffic again reach back to 50 lakh. The traffic, which was 5 crore in the big billion days at both of the component, now it again reached to 50 lakh. Fine. Now what happened? Whatever they have purchased it here in the downside, server and storage, they are also kept over there in the labs. Now what to do? Because it is not getting used. Okay, and we already seen you cannot switch off the labs. Okay, and if you sell them out again, what is going to be happen? You cannot use these thing. You cannot get the exact value. For example, if it is something on 10 crore, for example, let me go on the clean screen. If I am something on a 10 crore, I can get at least 2 or 3 crore only. Again, huge loss. Then what is the benefit? Again, whatever I put it as my business part, again I am getting seeing the loss itself. Right? Again I'm seeing the loss. So in that particular scenario, in that particular component, AWS say that okay, you want to use these services, like you want servers. Okay, I will give you a server. You want storage? Okay, I will give you a storage. Okay, you want network? I will give you a network. For how many days you want? I want for 3 days only. Okay, I will give you for 3 days. Let take these all things from me for 3 days and I will rent it out to you. I will rent it out to you. Once your part is done, just return me back with the value. See how these all things are actually making the changes. Okay, this is actually the real time scenario when the organization find themselves benefited not to put into the infrastructure or into the hardware rather than switching back to the AWS clouds or any cloud. That is the reason the cloud offerings have been become extensively high during these tenures in the recent days. Okay, so many clouds offering have been there. It's not about only just one cloud. There are set of clouds are available. If I'll talk about the public cloud only, I'm not going to talk about any other cloud as of now. If I'll talk about public cloud only, so the top holder in this one is AWS itself, AWS cloud. Okay, then we will be having the Azure cloud. Okay, then we will be having GCP cloud. Then we will be having the Alibaba cloud. Then we will be having IBM cloud. Then we will be having the HP cloud. Okay, then we will be having Oracle cloud. So number of clouds are as of now available into the market. Okay, AWS, Azure, GCP, you might have heard about this thing. Alibaba is very frequently coming into the market, and sooner you will be seeing Alibaba also getting launched into this one. You might have noticed one thing. Okay, just one question which I really want to answer for the people. The Azure cloud is getting very popular nowadays. The reason why you will be seeing in the coming sessions also why Azure is going to be famous, because it have a very strong compatibility with the window based platform. Okay, the window based platform, that is the reason Azure is getting very popular nowadays. Okay, but anyhow, this is a different topic all about, and similarly we will be having GCP also, that is also another cloud. So you need to understand these all components have been dependent on one level, which is related to your basic principles. That is the topic which is a secondary topic, but it is an initialization of that cloud itself. So you have to understand one thing, that AWS cloud or AWS cloud part is something which make an ease for many organization as well as for the individual users who is actually using the clouds. Okay, and there are several set of services available into the cloud, which we are going to talk about one by one. We are going to see one by one. We are going to learn, and each components we are going to do practical lab implementation also, and the theoretical part also. Okay, once this part will be done, you will be able to even though crack the certificate exam also with related to AWS. You know to follow the complete regular tutorials what I am going to put it. Okay, I will be putting detailed notes also, so you will be having the notes also available with you, and on both of the cases you will be able to understand this complete cloud shell. Okay, on the cloud concept part. So you need, as part of AWS cloud, what we are going to see, just want to give a high level briefing before we wind up or finish off this one, where we will be talk about sooner about the free trial accounts. Whatever the free trial accounts will be available, we are going to create these accounts for our learning. Then we will be get to know, okay, if we'll getting charged, we will get to know if we are getting charged, how to redeem or reduce that charges. Okay, sooner we will be going to talk about the characteristics of cloud, that also one of the important topic which we are going to talk in the coming sessions. And then how these services actually getting used, very important, how these services actually getting used in the real time industry, that you need to see it. Okay, one by one. First we will be see one services, then how it is getting used, then what is the network hypervisor, these all components we are going to showcase it. Okay, so that way we are going to cover it. I don't want to keep it more longer, just I want it keep it simple, so you will be having a better understanding. Okay, try to brush up every day, have a watch every day, so you will be having an idea, things will be remembered in your mind. Okay, and learn it, try to understand it the things, and try to match it from the last video to the new video coming video. Okay, please do like, comment, and share this video with the people who are actually looking for this one. These videos are actually going to helpful with the people who are actually freshers, who are looking for a job into the core IT. They can even learn from these tutorials, and they can follow and practice. Sooner we will be uploading some project oriented details also over there. We will be having Linux also into the pipeline, we are going to cover it. So on that basis we are going to do it. Okay, so thank you for continuously connecting with me, and keep liking the content. Please watch the series in the same way, and we will be sooner connect into the next video. Thank you so much for your time.